Hey, Corum, you ever been out of the country?
Yeah.
When you went there, did you do stuff to disrespect the culture?
I mean, I disrespected the audience, when
Well,
I did this. I'm on top of a mountain.
Bear,
Have fun on Discord doing your
banana,
buy my which you should totally do. But not the people though.
buy a merch. Banana Bear Shop. Uh, but no, you did not disrespect a culture. You went to visit and hang out with everybody.
Yeah, to
And
learn it.
yeah, unlike other disrespectful streamers, and it's not just one or two even, it is a whole bunch of streamers think they can go to these other countries and just do whatever they want without consequences.
Like
well
America.
well one streamer, Johnny Somali, is finding out that there's consequences.
Oh boy.
the banana bear show. Greatest has come again. Hell yeah, the banana bear show. Coloring the sick and the dumb woke, laughing at them 'cause we want the smoke. The banana bear show.
So before we start talking about Johnny Somali, I just want to point out some of the other streamers. The most recent one has been Miskiff, so just to point it
In
out.
recent news, Twitch streamer Miskiff is facing criticism after performing pull-ups on the branches of a cherry blossom tree during his visit to Japan. The incident was highlighted by content creator Kaha Shibuya, who expressed disappointment over the act, emphasising the cultural significance and the delicate nature of the cherry blossom, which bloomed for only about 2 weeks each year. Shibuya noted that while the original video was deleted, likely indicating regret, she urged content creators to be more respectful of the local customs and environments. Here is Shibuya speaking out on what Miskiff did.
And nobody cares about her. So her whole big thing is she's trying to create drama, and she goes a little overboard. Miskiff, what he did was wrong. He shouldn't have jumped on the cherry blossom tree because those, like he said, they only bloom for like 2 weeks, and they're very, a big part of culture over there. But this is part of a bigger issue that is completely summed up by Johnny Somali. Like, he has been to multiple other countries, and he has not only disrespected people, but like massively disrespected people, like went against cultural norms in those countries where like he's done this in South Korea. It's not North Korea, but South Korea is very strict on what they allow. And let's just watch this video.
Turning entire nations against yourself isn't an easy task, yet Johnny Somali has somehow managed to do just that. He was given
And thanks to Internet Anarchist, for this awesome video.
multiple
Go
opportunities
check him out.
given multiple opportunities to turn things around, but instead, he decided to continue being a complete degenerate who lacks even the most basic human decency. It was only a matter of
So that statue right there is a monument to women who got
Banana.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's kind of a monument to, like, it was a particular time in war, where a bunch of women, you know, had issues, and he is touching it in inappropriate ways. It's
time before he faced
Really
the consequences of his actions. That time is finally here, and his fate is far worse than he could have ever imagined. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we're diving into the latest updates in the Johnny Somali saga, the high likelihood of him rotting in foreign prison for years, and how he's actively making the situation worse for himself.
Say, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm mentally ill. I don't know what's going on. I have a bipolar disorder.
But as
he's going to say this later, but he is actively on trial and he is live streaming whenever he's not supposed to live stream and making fun of the people that he is going to be put on trial. Like, how dumb can you be?
you'll see by the end of this video, all this could just be the beginning of something far more disastrous for Johnny. Now, I've already covered the Johnny Somali situation in great detail, but if you haven't watched that video, here's a super quick recap. Ramsey Khalid Ismail, better known as Johnny Somali, wanted to become a globe-trotting content creator, but when travel vlogging didn't work out for him, he came up with a genius plan to be as insufferable as humanly possible, in the hopes of farming viral clips. He took the mantra "all publicity is good publicity" to heart and found his first target country, Japan. There, he did every obnoxious thing he could think of, from harassing passengers on a train,
Hiroshima? You know Hiroshima, Nagasaki. You know why you do this?
Culture in Japan is not the same talent. He starts his first stream in Japan. Like, he's starting in Japan, and he is just completely a jerk. Like, leave people alone.
Pearl Harbor.
to being a complete racist.
Yo, this shit is in Mulan language. What does it say? This shit is in Mulan language. What does it say? I thought that shit was an error. It's Mulan language.
Real NPC activity right now.
It's hella NPCs out here.
This is crazy. These are NPCs, guys. We with the NPCs right now, bro. I'm with the NPCs out here. I'm with the NPCs out here. Really with the NPCs.
Hey, these are all NPCs, bro.
All while streaming everything for the world to see. He also began terrorizing local businesses,
Huawei, 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 Huawei. Huawei, Huawei. Huawei. Chinese phone.
an act that would later become one of the reasons for his demise. After
So, like, here in the US, you just get kicked out of a place, right? You being a dumbass, and it takes quite a bit. Like, you have to really be going unhinged. There, they try and protect their businesses in most places, not the US. So that's like a big thing, like a really big thing. Like, that's one of the main things that he is charged with.
weeks of being a complete he eventually got arrested and was forced to leave the country after paying a relatively small fine. He followed this up by going to Israel and sinking to a whole new level of depravity.
If you didn't catch that, he only had to pay like $1,300. That was it. That was the fine, and he left.
With things like chasing cupcakes,
I'm too young for you again.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
It's legal here in Israel.
harassing female cops,
You a bad.
Yeah.
I swear to God, you a bad. I'll take you to dinner. I swear to God, I'll change your life. I'll change your life, baby. Baby, I'll change your life. I promise you. You a bad.
and even threatening to SA them in public.
I slap that. I grab it too. Donald Trump told me grab it by the. I grab that too. Stop playing with me.
However, after the locals started enacting their own justice on him and his cameraman,
Hey, don't touch me, man. Hey. Oh.
he had no choice but to
Oh,
flee the
darn.
country. But since he walked away practically scot-free in both Japan and Israel, he figured why not push his luck again, this time in South Korea. He kicked
Why? I know it gets hits, but still.
South
Just being
Korea.
Being a fucking, hey, let's be a cocksucker here. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, these people, they're just asking for it. They go all over these places, and again, he is not the only one. He is just one of many that go and they do this stuff. Now, to be fair, there are plenty that go and they respect the culture. They're just there. They hang out. They do stuff. Normal tourists do, whatever.
Yeah, like I did in Japan. Like it, just
Exactly.
watching the sites, being respectful. You know?
record it, you put it on YouTube, you live stream it, you say, hey, this is how the culture is. This is awesome. You don't be a dumbass.
Kicked off his visit by desecrating a statue dedicated to Korean women who were forced into SA slavery during World War II, harassing an elderly convenience store employee,
I didn't even drink here. Are you dumb? Are you dumb?
before openly challenging any angry locals to take a swing on him.
Swing on it now! I was waiting for him to swing on Johnny. I was waiting, bro. I was waiting for him to
We're ready,
do it.
Reddit, Twitter,
I
come.
wanted to stop on his
Hank is here tonight. We're not scared.
But what he didn't realize was that the Korean people were more than happy to take him up on his challenge.
어, 때린다. 들어와. Wow.
Leaving him bloody and bruised. Then, just when he thought
The definition of fuck around and find out.
things couldn't get any worse, he was arrested and charged with multiple counts of obstruction of business and more. The Korean authorities took away his streaming equipment and seized his passport to prevent him from leaving the country. This brings
So he's stuck there. Like, he cannot leave South Korea.
us to the
Good.
present.
Good.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
Yep.
And a
I think the U.S. needs to take some kind of action like this in some ways. Some ways.
lot has happened since my last video. When he was arrested back in November of 2024, many people, including myself, speculated that the Korean government was going to make an example out of him. After all, this was their chance to show other douchebag IRL streamers.
There's the other two. I don't know too much about Suspendus or whatever his name is, but we know Ice Poseidon.
That Korea wasn't a public content farm, where they could do whatever they want and walk away without any consequences. Fortunately for them, Johnny is going out of his way to dig his own grave. As a comment on YouTube from Atozy points out, Johnny started falling down a staircase about 2 years ago, and is somehow still falling down that same staircase currently. You see, he was scheduled to stand trial on March 7th, 2025. You'd think he'd lay low and keep his nose clean while waiting for his day in court. But Johnny couldn't help himself. 10 days before the trial, he went ahead and committed yet another crime by sharing links to a corn site in his Discord. For those who don't know, the creation, promotion, and distribution of explicit material is completely illegal in South Korea.
Dumbass.
That said, he still had some plausible deniability.
Yeah. Okay. So it's in his Discord, right? What do you think he does? What do you think he does?
Doubles up on it.
If this ever came up in court, he could have argued that he shared the link accidentally and that it wasn't meant to be a promotion or distribution of
know.
explicit material. But as is tradition with Johnny, he immediately destroyed any chance he had of talking his way out of it. Seconds after posting the link, he sent 2 more messages reading, "Need all my N-words to goon," and "next business venture," essentially admitting that he shared the link on purpose and did so for profit. It's
Mwah. It's a chef's kiss. It's great. Like the one thing he shouldn't say, he said right after it.
It's almost like he wants his sentence to be as long as possible, with one person writing, "Johnny Somali's biggest enemy are not his haters, not the authorities, not legal mindset, it's himself. He is the one who
Yes.
keeps making cases against himself and producing/recording his own crimes."
This is one thing that drives me insane about these streamers and YouTubers for that matter. They record this stuff and they put it out there and don't think of the ramifications.
Of course. Because, the big league, dude. They're big league.
They can do nothing wrong.
Nobody can touch me. Trump's in office. Like, fucking dumbasses.
However, this wasn't even the worst thing he did leading up to the trial. The night before, he went live and managed to incriminate himself.
Hold on. What would you do the night before the trial if you were in another country, specifically South Korea, and you knew you had a serious trial where they had trapped you in the country? What would you do?
I would read up on the laws, make sure that I'm not fucked, go over
Yep.
my case, probably not sleep.
Well, I
That's
mean,
me.
I think he took you up on the not sleeping part, but he decided to do something else.
Even further by revealing his plan to trick the Korean court system. According to Johnny, all he had to do was plead insanity, and the Korean government would set him free with a small fine.
When I go to the judge tomorrow and say, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm mentally ill. I don't know what's going on. I have a bipolar disorder. And what may I do? I left my medication in America. I don't know what's happening, Your Honor. Please, please help me. I am a psychopath. I plead mentally insane." And they say, "Okay, go home with a fine of $500.
Obviously,
And he knows that they're watching his streams. He knows this.
The part of me is like, well, yeah, he's mentally insane, but no, he's just an idiot. Because you can't plead mental insanity before pleading it. It shows that you're planning that, so you have the mental capacity to plan. Therefore, what you did, what a fucking idiot.
Yes.
Dumb.
yes,
really
this was
dumb.
never going to work. The only reason Johnny thought he could get away with something this absurd was because he's a complete racist. He genuinely sees Asians as inferior and wants them to get exterminated.
I hate Asians. I think all Asians need to be exterminated.
Even if we give him the
Wow. Wow. And he goes to these places. Like, how dumb can you, like, literally the dumbest person ever.
Well, people give him money.
Well, yeah, yes. And they still stop giving him money, by the way. People are still giving him money. And they need to stop. You're wasting your money. Wasting your money.
benefit of the doubt and say that he knew his insanity plan wouldn't work, the mere fact that he's willing to lie in court will likely influence the outcome of his trial. As a comment on YouTube stated, only an idiot like Johnny would stream his plan to try and get off scot-free for the authorities to find. But this was only the beginning. As the stream went on, Johnny continued digging a deeper hole for himself. For instance, at one point during the stream, he proudly claimed that he was going to continue streaming and accepting donations, even though he's completely banned from doing so.
These gonna lock me in the country, I'm gonna make bread. If these lock me in the country, I'm gonna make bread.
No, you're not.
He essentially said, fuck you, South Korea.
You don't want to fuck with Korea, man.
No. North or South.
I don't give a
fuck North. I don't know about them, but
well, I mean, you don't want to mess
South.
with
If you're in there, like, dude, when you're in another country, you are not in control, dude. It is not America.
Yep.
Like, the reason why I love being American is because we can do a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And, you know, kind of get away scot-free because we have constitutional rights.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're taking that asshole that's been bred in America and you're throwing them into another country that are they're stricter because culture-wise and their laws.
Yep.
You know, at least Asian countries I know, they're very strict on certain things because things have to be in order. Like their whole like culture is order, and you know everything's the same, and you know things work like you know gear. There's no outside shit like purple hair, all that shit. That they do not look at that like right. And for this dumbass, and of course he's getting hits, so he thinks he's right.
Yeah.
I don't give a. I'll send that to the prosecutor. My live stream donators, they gonna get it rich and oiled because they feel bad that I've been locked here. Snitching. Johnny Somali is making money. Yeah, don't lock me in the country, Korean corrupt ass government.
He also kept drinking to the point of throwing up on stream.
Giving y'all the first viral moment tonight. Oh.
Just a reminder, this is the night before he has a big court date.
Well, maybe he's drinking because he knows he's fucked.
No.
Oh my God, I threw up everything. Y'all want to see this?
It's worth noting that he was doing all of this just hours before his trial, and as you might imagine, it didn't end well for him. YouTubers Atozy and Legal Mindset both traveled to South Korea to attend the trial in person. According to them, Johnny came to the trial looking like an absolute buffoon, wearing an oversized suit and a MAGA hat.
This is all a game.
It's all a game to him.
Because, like, in America, you could do this and they'll, like, you know, you're in America.
Yep. You'll get a hand slap from the judge probably, but
You'll get home arrest or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. But, oh my God. It's like, dude, streamers are not on the same level as, like, actual people that have money.
Yep.
Like, you don't have sway.
Yeah,
I didn't know
have
who the
money.
fuck you were before doing this video, Johnny. Like, they won't either.
Nope.
Because you're not a Asian girl.
He also showed up an hour late, most likely because he was drunk from the stream he did just hours before. The only person who came with him was his Korean roommate and friend Hank Yu, a man who's known as the Asian Nazi as he became famous for singing a deeply racist song while wearing a Confederate uniform.
That's who I want in the court with me.
Mikey, is this real? Is this real?
This is real life. This is ongoing. Like, it is April.
Wow.
And this is happening like just last month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Atozy and Legal Mindset also revealed that Johnny was in a rather jolly mood as he entered the courtroom. He even spotted the two YouTubers and started making faces at them like a 10-year-old child.
The judge saw him making faces at us.
Right, yeah, when he walked in.
And then on the bench, he made a face directly at me and Atozy.
In front of everyone.
Right to us.
Okay, so like you were saying earlier, the Asian cultures, they have a certain way they expect their culture to act. Well, whenever you're there, they expect you to act that way too, as well, right? Yeah. So if you're going,
they take disrespect like hardcore.
Yes. So that is like the person who is going to decide if you get to leave or not. You're going to show open disrespect in front of him.
How about this? All right, here's a good analogy.
Yes.
Let's say you're dating a girl and she's Middle Eastern, like Lebanese or something, right?
Okay.
And you go over there, the house with the parents, being all cordial. Mm-hmm. They offer you food. If you do not eat that food, that's like saying fuck you to them.
Yep.
Now, me being polite, coming from like, you know, I'm not rich. You know, I came from lower. So like when people are offering food, I'm like, no thanks. You know, you know, you keep it. I didn't know, and luckily, you know, that didn't really pan out. But if I knew better, I would have said, yeah, sure, you know, and then they would be happy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep.
That's same analogy. You're coming in. You're not dressed presentatively. You're being a big baby, and they're used to their norm. This is out of whack.
Yep.
And now they're going to be like, well, we're just going to keep you then.
Yeah. Oh. So good.
In front of everybody, he would look to us and did both of us.
However, his smile disappeared the moment the judge started listing his charges. The first charge against him is for obstruction of business. This is from when he started causing a commotion in a convenience store by spilling water or...
That pisses me off right there.
That's bad too, because just like in Japan, you're not supposed to eat while you're moving. You know, like walking and eating. You're not supposed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go to a 7-Eleven like this, you sit down and you eat.
Right.
Like a restaurant. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So now he's taking up all this space and making a mess. And this is a mess that's not like an accidental. He's doing it on purpose.
Yep.
So
with video evidence. Video evidence.
all over the table.
He was right to say we should have kids. Your father was right here.
Throwing noodles at other customers. Disrespecting a store employee. And being a massive nuisance in general. To make matters worse, the employee he harassed was simply trying to inform him that it's illegal to drink alcohol in.
How short is he? It's weird for me to see American, let alone an African American, dancing, and seeing a bunch of Asian people towering over him. Like when I was in Japan, there was only I could count on one hand that were Asian that were taller than me.
Yep.
And now I'm 6'2".
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's like that's a little above normal, but that's not huge. I'm not like a basketball player.
Right.
So obviously this guy has been ridiculed for being a 5'0" beaver looking motherfucker.
He's 5'6", supposedly.
Wow. That's why he's acting this way. It all makes sense now.
Little man syndrome.
And now if you're short out there, just don't be a dick. Like
Convenience stores.
You know a lot
In
of
other
short
words,
people are.
Oh yeah. There's a reason there's the stigmatism of short man syndrome.
Yeah,
because
don't call it Napoleonism.
No,
because Napoleon was not short for the time. He was actually average. He died of syphilis.
Now he was a very bad man. He had the embodiment of short man syndrome. It wasn't because he was short. It's because he's an asshole.
He kept winning. Kind of like this guy. This guy kept winning, getting like scot-free for doing dumb shit. And he got used to it. And sure enough, he done fucked up.
It's not only did he break the Korean law, he also mistreated the person trying to help him. The second charge is for harassing the public with a rotting fish in his hand. He got on a bus with this fish and kept approaching random people to get a reaction out of them. The final charge against him was for lewd behavior in public. This included his antics on local trains and buses, as well as the vile dance he did in front of the Statue of Peace. Surprisingly, Johnny immediately folded and pleaded guilty to all 3 charges. Altogether, these can send him behind bars for anywhere between 1 and 5 years.
1 and 5 years.
I don't know how Korean prisons are, but he's short.
He's definitely not going to be the guy.
He's not a topper. He's
Maybe he realized that there was nothing he could do or say to avoid conviction for these charges, so he pleaded guilty to get it over with instead of dragging the case out further. However,
the most understandable thing he could have done, right?
But that's American law.
Well, I mean, but I'm saying like to fight it, it's just like, okay, I've stacked up all this evidence against me, but now he can't fight it at that point.
Here's another thing too. I don't think Korean law has no contest laws. Let's say like in America, if you're found, like if you did something, you could plead no contest. No contest usually means you can't get penalized for it anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
Like they can't bring it back up. Guilty, they can.
Right.
I don't know if they have that in Korean law.
I don't know.
He didn't realize is that he was in for a shocking surprise, because as it turns out, the prosecutors had filed a 4th charge that neither Johnny nor his lawyer were aware of.
The unexpected 4th charge. The judge asks Ramsey if he's received the letter of the 4th charge. Both Ramsey and his lawyer appeared confused.
His lawyer asked for more time to review this new charge. The judge accepted this request and scheduled the next hearing on the 9th of April. As for why they surprised him with a new charge like this,
why do you think they did that, Quorum?
Because they looked at his video he did the night before.
Well, also, if he comes into the courtroom, he admits guilt, and then they charge him. So he's already admitted guilt to some stuff, so it's going to be easier to charge him with another thing, and it's like, well, maybe it's worse, you think?
Legal Mindset has a theory that seems quite plausible. According to him, now that Johnny has pleaded guilty, he can be tried as a repeat offender for the new charge, making it easier to give him a punishment. And if that's not bad enough, he might face 2 more charges on top of this. One for creating explicit deepfake videos of several Korean content creators, including streamer Bongbong IRL.
Korean girlfriend, look, you see? Y'all niggas jealous, y'all niggas getting pussy like this.
And another for threatening gang rape to a girl in public.
Oh my god.
As for Johnny, he's not handling the news well. He initially went into denial, trying to convince himself that he won't get any jail time for what he thinks are extremely minor crimes.
Showed up drunk, I showed up happy. Like, the charges that they have me put on, the charges that they have me for are such minor, minuscule charges. It's obstruction of, like, bro, spilling a cup of noodles, carrying a fish. But they got me for, like, spilling a cup of noodles. They got me for carrying a stinky fish. They got me for some, bro, like, this is, you can't go to jail for that in any country.
However, the weight of the situation is finally sinking in. He'll likely spend years trapped in a Korean prison, and he knows there's nothing he can do to avoid his fate. So now, he's pretending to be some master criminal whose evil knows no bounds. That said, it's all likely a ploy to farm donations from the few people who still tune into his stream.
If y'all give me the support and the donations and the love, the power chats, the crypto donation, I'm ready, bro. If y'all want chaos, let me be your conduit. Let me be your bastion of evil. If you want to see anarchy, if you're an anarchist and you want somebody that is going to crash out with no remorse, with no sense of self-worth, with no sense of self-preservation.
Maybe some...
No sense of self-worth. That is... Stop giving these people money. Like, they do nothing for society. They do nothing for you. They do nothing for other people, other countries, anything. They are a drain. He is a drain. He needs to go to prison, stay in prison, for all I care. Hopefully, he doesn't come back and we don't hear from him again.
Yeah, screw that.
And that was Johnny Somali. Johnny something. We'll forget his name next year because he'll be in prison. And with that, we'll call this an episode. Be sure to like, subscribe, share the video with anybody and everybody. Check out the other videos on Banana Bear Show. We've got Internet Degenerates Galore. And we do a movie live stream. And videos, 2 videos up a week. And go check out Banana Bear merch. It's Banana Bear Show. Something. I don't know. I need to change it.
It's a star. It's in the link.
Yeah, it's in the description. And leave a comment on how long you think Johnny Stags are going to be in South Korea.
Forever.
And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye.
What a loser.
And he did screaming his poo-filled cries. Cyrax covered in scabs with bedbugs lies. The Banana Bear Show! Subscribe and buy a t-shirt. Lockout coverage makes you laugh till it hurts.